ever wondered what other people think when they look at your Instagram feed, or what kind of feedback they would give you?
Well, since I don't have any friends and she couldn't care less, I just asked ChatGPT instead.
Or to shout at me again? I get it. But look at me, I'm so deep, I understand art. Half these pictures screen is deep, mysterious. The other half are like, I'm just trying to figure out how to roll. I had a little conversation with GPT afterwards. I'll admit, some of that feedback hit a little closer to home than I was expecting. But I can kind of see how when you look at my profile from the outside, it can seem like I want to seem philosophical or deep or like I'm a famous actor. And while sometimes that is the case, sometimes I do want to show that side of myself, it was kind of funny reading it reflected back to me, and it let me take a step away from my profile and from all of this, which is also why we're doing this video here right now. And it just remembered me that maybe, just maybe, I don't always have to take myself that serious. Instagram and social media are both places of perfectly filtered moments. We all have that one friend who's on a continuous vacation, always looking flawless, always going to every party and every event. But what we see in our feeds are just very carefully curated collections of moments that, while still beautiful, they don't tell the whole story. We all portray our lives through this lens of social media, creating this warped image of our lives. I mean, yes, I do great things during the year. I make amazing trips, I have a lot of fun, but most of my time is spent on pretty mundane, boring, everyday things. Writing a script or doing chores, recording a video, all those things that maybe just don't fit to my feed. One of the things I realized when I asked ChatGPT to roast my feed was that sometimes, even though I know about it, I still sometimes get too caught up keeping up this image that I portray on social media and Instagram. And I know it's not just me. I know it's all of us, yeah, you specifically. It's like we're all auditioning in this grand production called life, where we're the star, the director, and the audience, all at once. I mean, according to ChatGPT, my movie will not get funded anyways, because your Instagram feed looks like a mood board for an indie film that will never get funded. But here's where it gets interesting, because this desire to portray a certain character, it creates a filter in our life. And I don't just mean filters on pictures, which it also does, but it creates a filter for us viewing our own life. All of a sudden, all the experiences get divided into postable and not postable, and we start missing out on all of those little moments that just don't really fit in, that don't make the cut. I remember standing in Japan, across a waterfall with a lot of tourists in line to take amazing pictures, and I was looking through the lens, and all of a sudden it hit me. I was like, what am I doing? Why do I feel a need to take the picture of every single thing? I was so concerned about how it would look like at the end and what other people would say to it. I was surrounded by nature, breathtaking, amazing. But I was so concerned about the picture and what other people would think at the end result, instead of being in the moment, instead of living the real life moment. Life is not meant to be captured. It is meant to be experienced. My opinion. I find it very interesting and scary at the same time that even in our most vulnerable moments, We live as though an audience was watching our every move. I mean, who am I trying to impress here? Here's an idea. What if we all took ourselves a little less serious? We allowed ourselves to be a bit more real, a bit more imperfect. Not only would that allow us to be more free and more authentic, it would also shine a light around us that would give others the courage to be free as well. I mean, I find it so very confusing. Where is it that we want to fit in? Who is it that we're trying to impress if we all feel this need to be more ourselves, to free ourselves from this box? What is it we're trying to escape? Is it us? Is it me and you creating this very environment that we want to escape? I find it so confusing. Something that can be easily misunderstood here is, oh, if I don't take myself too serious, then that also means life isn't that serious. Maybe everything is just a game, everything is just a joke. Not really. Life is still important. There are still moments where seriousness is exactly what is necessary. But carrying around that seriousness with us at all times and everywhere, that is really not necessary. I mean, remember school, for example. We were all so stressed and anxious, and then teachers gave us all this pressure, and then you're done at some point and you're like, huh? That was it? That's what I was so scared about? It doesn't mean school wasn't important. It just means there's no need to carry that seriousness around with us all the time. Like, oh, I'm doing my job, I'm doing this, I'm so important, I'm this person, this person. No, like, life is important, but you don't have to be a jerk. One of the things I do get about all of this portraying on social media and Instagram is that sometimes we use it as a digital business card or like a Tinder 2.0, and we want to show our best selves, whatever that would be. We want to present ourselves as desirable, of certain status, but when that notion of performing and presenting ourselves in a certain way gets into our off-screen life, nah man, that's just too exhausting. Even Dr. GPT agrees with me on this. The gym shots, bro, we get it, you're fit, but that could be achieved by actually lifting those weights instead of taking pictures. Constantly wanting to present ourselves as our best selves and living our best lives, it just makes us blind to life itself. We miss out on all these little moments that are as valuable, but maybe just didn't make the cut. But they make us human. So what's the takeaway here? Well, while Instagram can be a funny way to share our lives online with our friends, people, community, whatever,
Well, since I don't have any friends,
it is important to know that it's only one piece of the puzzle. It is important, I think, from time to time to remind ourselves that this online persona we're trying to create is maybe not a very realistic reflection of our lives, and to take our lives a little, not our lives, ourselves a little less serious. Life is messy, it's unpredictable, and it doesn't always fit into a perfect 1 by 1 square. But there's other things that we can use to guide ourselves in our lives. For example, this channel here, I've heard it's pretty good. Yeah. Doesn't hurt to subscribe. Have some fun, don't be a jerk, eh? That's 3 tips right there. For free.